5 minutes. Mr. Landberg, the Department of State's Foreign Terrorist Organization designations, the FTO, for 6 Mexican drug cartels took effect on February of 2025. In June of 2025, our Treasury had identified 3 Mexican financial institutions, Ciabanco, Intercam, and Vector, as primary money laundering concerns for opioid trafficking. How has Mexico responded to these FTO designations is my first question. And to follow that is, what steps has the Sheinbaum administration taken to address cartel infiltration in Mexico's financial sector?
Thank you, Representative Mills, for that question. First, I do want to say that in response to the Treasury OFAC decision on the 3 banks, the Mexican banking authorities did close the 3 banks. I think that was in October. So they did take action. I think we should be thinking about illicit finance as one of the areas where our 2 governments can really make a lot of progress. That sent shockwaves through, I think, both the Mexican banking industry, but also internationally. This is the first time, really, that we're going after these organizations. I think the Treasury, in particular, and I refer you to them for specifics, has been accelerating what they're trying to do to make use of the FTO designations, to use material support as like the basis for prosecuting both individuals and organizations, and that's going to give us a lot of tools for taking down some of these organizations that are working with the cartels. But I think the Mexican government's approach has been, I mean, obviously they know that we have designated these organizations as terrorist organizations, and they understand what the legal implications of that are. I think they were already under President Sheinbaum accelerating and intensifying their actions against these organizations. They know that we have additional law enforcement and judicial tools against them. So I mean, I think they appreciate that. I think what we want to do now is think about how we integrate the illicit finance capabilities we have under FTO designations, the new fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, illicit finance capabilities, and all the other tools that we had prior with transnational criminal organization designations to dramatically increase what we're doing in the 2 countries to go after the sources of funding, the backers of these cartels, and the illicit money flows, because I think that's an area where we really see huge opportunities. We've been talking to the Treasury, the State Department's been talking to Treasury, and we've both been talking to the Mexican government last week at the Security Implementation Group. Illicit finance was one of the 2 deep dive areas in addition to counter UAS that we talked about, and that's an area where both of our governments are going to be collaborating more.
Thank you so much. And for my final question for you both, I think that it's, in my personal opinion, I'd love your opinion as the experts, I've seen a dramatic increase since the Trump administration has come in, not only going after the illicit trafficking of fentanyl, opioids, designating some of these cartels as terrorist organizations, looking at the illicit money laundering and trade that's gone on, as well as trying to find the analytical links where China and others are playing a factor into what has been pretty devastating on many American lives. Would you concur, and I'll start with you, Mr. Holm, that things have drastically ramped up for the better in going after these types of illicit activities, but also the partnership between Mexico and the U.S.'s relations?
I would absolutely agree with you, Congressman.
And Mr. Landberg?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. At this time, I'm going to